Hello, everybody. I wanted to talk tonight about orbs because I see so much stuff on YouTube and I see stuff in general on the internet that sort of gets it wrong. Not entirely, but sort of. First of all, what is an orb? Um, well, it's self explanatory, something that's circular, a circular shape. Now, I've seen many orbs. Um, The first orb I was consciously seeing was the size of a bowling ball, actually. Yeah. I was coming from work at night and I was at a stoplight. And it was it was like maybe 1 in the morning. And I was at a stoplight and an orb swooped up to my window. It must have been about this big, glowing green. This glowing green that was an unbelievable color. And I heard it whoosh. It whooshed, and I turned like that. And as soon as I turned and got a full look at it, it just paused just the shortest amount of time, and then whoosh, it's gone. It scared me. It scared me, and I took off in my car thinking, what the heck just happened? This is before I knew anything in general about orbs. I just thought it was I thought it was a UFO. That's the only terminology I had to describe it. So the next time I saw an orb was probably some years after that, driving on a long stretch of freeway where there were no street lights or no houses, just a long stretch of farmland. And I saw an orb come across the hills, skip across the freeway, and disappear into the hills on the other side of the freeway. I not only saw it, but other people in the car saw it. That nailed it. I said, I am not imagining this. And so these were, or for that one must have been huge because we saw it from the car as we were moving. So it had to be huge, much bigger than the first orb I saw that was glowing green. This one was also a glowing green color. Now, what are orbs? People will tell you several things. They're angels, spirits, that they are just nature spirits, that the colors of the orbs define their purpose and existence. Like if you see a white orb, it's supposed to be angelic, or if it's pearlescent, it's angelic, or if it's green, it's a nature spirit, I don't know if color really means anything in terms of this. I have seen, I was at a friend's house once and I saw an orb that it looked like a tabby cat. It was the size of a big cat. We're sitting talking at a dining room table, and I see this shape, a round ball that looked like, if out of first glance, I thought it was a cat. And I said to her, I said, do you have a cat? And she says, oh no, there's no cats in this house. She goes, I have a snake, but I don't have a cat. And this thing just comes gliding, and it's the shape, it's an orb. But it's a furry tabby cat orb. One of the most strange things. She decided it was a sprite. And I don't know if that in fact was a sprite. But it definitely was a orb. Once in a restaurant I saw an orb. Another kind of fuzzy one that came from somewhere and just floated right across the floor, and I was just like, okay, I don't know why I'm seeing all this stuff, because there's just not, it's kind of like, what am I to do with this information and why are they around me? Another time, same friend this time, I'm in her meditation room, and she has objects of meditation and of spiritual import there, and I'm just sitting there writing in a journal. And I look up at some point, and there's all these mini little orbs all around these items that are there. And I'm looking at this, and I'm just like, nobody will believe what I'm saying. They look like little stars, little orbs everywhere, a varying rainbow array of colors. And just recently, in the beginning of December, end of November, I saw in my videos quite a few orbs like zipping through, and I photographed some of them. And then one night, I was talking to my brother on the phone, and this orb that was maybe about this big and quite pearlescent and bright like a light just shot across the bedroom, almost at me, and I swatted at it like that because, right away, some of them move so quickly, it's hard to determine immediately because your mind is not on it. Like, what was that? And he heard me say, what was that? So orbs, in my opinion, not what people say they are. I think perhaps they can be a variety of things. They can be spirit matter. And I say matter because they take up space. They look three-dimensional. They give off a light. So they are expressly there. It's not like I see a shadow or I imagine something. They are there. Now, some people say some of them have faces in them, that people have seen faces in them. I don't dispute that. I think that everything is possible. I personally have never seen a face in an orb, thank God. It's early yet, though. Now, I wouldn't, there have been times when I've called myself a psychic because of experiences I've had, but I do have a particular gift, and that is seeing things others can't see for some reason. There's an orb there. See it? There's an orb. And it's always coming.